that, yeah, they're meeting, they're furious, they're trying to fix what's going on. You know, they're angry about everything, they're concerned about it. Petra says, Uncle, why is this? Why is the winner's notification on your screen? Oh, because I was following her whole battle with Bearing, and I subscribed to her to see if she was going to respond to anything Bearing posted about her, and then I realized that she's kind of toxic, but I haven't unsubscribed to her yet. Sorry about that. I kind of watch well, I used to watch everybody. I watch all kinds of Twitter channels, or YouTube channels. Okay, so, underperformed at the box office. The source went on to reiterate that they are still making spin-off movies, the source explains. It doesn't mean, movie web, Star Wars spin-offs don't happen. It just means they're trying to figure out how to make and market them differently. How about not marketing them? How about just stopping? How about, my suggestion was just to fire everyone and then just start over again. Just fire everyone and start over. The making and marketing of Star Wars spin-off films in the future is going to be crucial in deciding what is a success and what is a loss. With that being said, the report also says that although Boba Fett is still in development, it's already being reconfigured. How weird is that? What do you mean? Why does it need to be reconfigured? Why would the Boba Fett movie need to be reconfigured because of the failure of Solo? What is up with that? Yeah, you guys are talking about Bearing. I love Bearing. I think he's hilarious too. I like when he talks about Disney spoilers. It cracks me up. I didn't realize that was a serious thing. I thought that was a friendly argument. It was not friendly at all. Yeah, it's very weird. Alright, so now that they watched a movie about one of the most famous characters in history, pretty much Tank, Lucasfilm is looking to rethink their approach to the Boba Fett movie, which seems wise. Again, what were they gonna? Was it gonna be a soy movie? Were they gonna do a soy-based Boba Fett movie? Are they changing their mind about that? Why? You've got a guy. You've got Mangold. You've got James Mangold doing the movie. I don't understand. Is he soy-based? Why is he soy-based? Why would they? I don't understand any of this. This project will likely be scaled down, and it's something that Star Wars fans have been talking about for months now. As for the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, Stephen Daldry was originally in talks to direct the project, but it appears he's no longer working on it. They fired him too. I mean, it is unbelievable how this works. However, that does not mean that the project is dead. It just means that they will also have some regrouping for Obi-Wan as well. Why? God, I need to get in there. My Lucasfilm moles, if you're out there, guys, hit me up. Like, let me know. I mean, I will keep you. Stephanie Janisek says, Ethan, this is all BS. You know, well, it's movie web, but you know, I do want to know what's going on over there. I want to know what I'm actually speechless. Hold on, I'm going to read this through, and my brain is starting to tick. I'm starting to put this together here. Out of all the spin-off projects that have been rumored to be in development, the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie has been the most popular among a number of fans, even though Ethan Van Sciver will more than likely disagree. So here it is. I'm no longer reacting to this like it's a surprise. I now am expecting myself to be mentioned in all of these articles all the time, just apropos of nothing. I will, no. Actually, Kevin Berwick, I do agree. How many times have I said, Kevin Berwick, how many times have I said Obi-Wan Kenobi is the only movie that they're making, that they're planning on making, that they actually should make? Obi-Wan Kenobi is the only movie that makes sense. A Ewan McGregor movie, well, he has to star in it. Ewan McGregor has to star in it. But if Ewan McGregor is willing to make an Obi-Wan Kenobi like solo movie now, and it takes place in between episode 3 and episode 4, that's a movie that actually should be made. It is. I mean, there isn't much left to do. But yeah. So anyway, of course, Kevin Berwick is going to. I mean, you know. I can't. What? Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. It seems that Lucasfilm is taking. Now he's going to do it twice as much. It seems Lucasfilm is taking a step back from developing everything and anything, which is a good thing. Did we really need a Mos Eisley movie? Probably not. Unless they were able to fashion it after the hit 1980 sitcom Cheers. That's thinking. Good job. Other rumors of Yoda spin-offs and especially with all the other Star Wars projects that are currently, that are currently in the works. While we wait for more information about the new spin-offs, head on over to the Lucasfilm or the Hollywood Reporter for more information about Lucasfilm taking a step back to regroup. Okay. All right. So what does this mean? This article is completely redundant. I think it exists just like MovieWeb, just to troll me. I've already realized that this entire website just exists just to annoy this audience. So that's fine. We don't mind. This article was already written yesterday. It was already saying no. Lucasfilm is taking a step back. At first, 3 days ago, they were saying that all these projects are off the dockets. That they have been wiped clean. The slate's been wiped clean. Everyone has been fired. I don't know how all these people stay quiet. If I were fired from a project like this, I would go straight to the media and be like, "Hey, I was working on Obi-Wan Kenobi. I guess they all signed NDAs that go on after they've been fired. I don't really understand. But yeah, I would go and I would let people know, I guess, that I was working on this and now I'm no longer working on this. Kathleen Kennedy has just a way about her. I mean, you want to talk about worse than Hitler. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy just comes in and just slaughters entire groups of people. She is like Darlene Kennedy. She comes in and if like her people are not working the way that she wants, based on her whims, suddenly from day to day, she fires everybody and just starts over again. She announces projects that aren't really in production, and it's totally odd. It's very, very odd. So I think that this article is probably yes. I'm going to go with the fact that I think that what they said 2 or 3 days ago is the fact. I think that everything has been canceled, and it's easy to say. It's easy to say that these projects have been swept aside for the moment, but they're still in the works. They're just going to be more careful. That's an easy thing to say as you're getting ready to get Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson and all of her acolytes, all of her bootlickers out of Lucasfilm. It's easy to say these projects have been put on hold for the time being until we get somebody new in there, probably Kiri Hart. That's going to be bad. And then, we're going to kind of restructure. We're going to let Kiri Hart kind of rehire directors and talent to work on these movies. Most of them are probably still going to happen. Mos Eisley sounds okay. I mean, Mos Eisley sounds like it would be connected to Jabba the Hutt. I mean, they were talking about making a Jabba the Hutt series back in August. I keep mentioning this. They announced it at, was it like Comic-Con or something like that? They announced that there was going to be a Jabba the Hutt series. And, it's kind of interesting that there's also a Mos Eisley movie. It just seems like the two would sort of be connected together. They both take place on Tatooine. Yeah, of course. People saying it's no bullshit. Jawa strippers and Mos Eisley. It's a bounty hunter gangster movie. All of this could be one movie. You could do a version of Goodfellas or The Godfather, centering around Jabba the Hutt, taking place on Tatooine, using all the locations. You could use Mos Eisley. This could easily be pieced together into a really fun Star Wars movie. It could also take place at the same time as the Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off movie. So, I mean, all of this is Tatooine. Why wouldn't they do this? Of course, like they should do a whole. Oh, here's what you do. Lucasfilm, wipe your slate clean of everything you're planning on doing. Don't do anything else. I want you to completely focus on Tatooine, and I want you to focus on Tatooine at the time in between episodes 3 and 4. Those episodes 3 and episodes 4 are two very, very successful movies in the franchise. You can spin off a bunch of movies that take place in between there. Yeah, Boba Fett, absolutely. Boba Fett should take place. Let's do a young Boba Fett movie. But Boba Fett actually could just be a part of this larger Tatooine movie about Jabba the Hutt and the gangsters therein. Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi movie could be attached to what's going on with Jabba the Hutt. And Obi-Wan Kenobi already knows about the cantina. He already knows about Mos Eisley. He's been there before. He called it, he called it a hive of scum and villainy. I mean, certainly he's aware. He's been there. He understands it. The Obi-Wan Kenobi movie should tie into this writes itself. This absolutely just makes complete and total sense. I would love to see that. Look at somebody just said Rancor and Mos Eisley. Yeah, well, let's find out how they captured the Rancor monster. You could actually do that. You could show them capturing Jabba's Rancor. It could be given to Jabba as payment for something. What if Boba Fett brought Jabba the Rancor? Rick M is saying, no, please. No. This actually, I believe this could work. New trilogy between 3 and 4? No, mini movies. I don't know if it would be a trilogy. It would just be a series of movies that take place in between 3 or 4. People want to live in that time period. The stuff that's now, I mean, Force Awakens, post-Force Awakens, it's grimy. Nobody wants to revisit that time period, but we do kind of want to live in between Sith and New Hope. So, you've got Ewan McGregor, that's all you need. Darth Vader can be in this, obviously. Mos Eisley can be the center of where a lot of stuff goes down. Han Solo. Hell, you could even use Han. Go ahead and use Alden Ehrenreich for this. Just briefly. Use Alden Ehrenreich. This is all building. This is world building. The same method that the MCU is world building. Go ahead and use Alden Ehrenreich and just show him hanging out at the bar in Mos Eisley, getting more and more like post-Solo, a Star Wars story. Now he's kind of getting, more world-weary and becoming more of the bitter, hard cynic that he is. We only need to see him for a short period of time. Tie it all together, make it all tie together, and that way you have a nice little compact, deliberate package of films that you're offering to the public that they actually want. And guys, Lucasfilm, if you're listening, I don't know what you're planning on doing, but this is exactly the direction that you should be going in. Stick with what Lucasfilm, what George Lucas had done. Stick with that world. We're not interested in what Rian Johnson's doing. We're not interested. Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, absolutely recast them. And show them. We want to see young Luke Skywalker. Don't you want to see, 12-year-old Luke Skywalker just briefly? I mean, just briefly. Armored Placoderm says, nope, these are bad ideas, Ethan. Armored Placoderm, I challenge you to come up with a better idea that'll actually get Lucasfilm back on its feet again. Because there isn't one. What are you gonna try? I mean, first of all, they're not gonna do the EU. They're not gonna do it. But I really think. All right, who thinks this is good? If you think it's good, say yes. This train of thought. Nobody's saying yes. Nobody thinks it's good. It's about even yes, no. You guys don't think this is good. Some of you think it's great. Some of you do not think it's good and do not want to see a series of movies centered around Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, centered around Mos Eisley and the characters therein for Star Wars solo films. You don't want to see that. You want to see Knights of the Old Republic instead. Meh. You're saying meh. Well, I mean, look. You're not agreeing to anything. I have no power whatsoever. I just talk about this stuff with you guys. It sounds boring. Suited for TV. Interesting. No. All right. Okay. People are pretty apathetic. Yeah, people are pretty apathetic about this idea. All right, Lucasfilm, don't listen to me. Calling Tusken Raider Sand people is racist. All right, let me read some super chats and regather my thoughts here. I thought I was coming up with something. I thought I was building something. I thought I was building at least 3 movies. I thought I was building 3 movies there for Lucasfilm, but I might not be. I mean, look, the crowd, we are divided. I mean, we definitely have disagreements. No young Luke Skywalker. Why no young Luke Skywalker? Why? Why wouldn't you do that? Of course you should do that. They're going to do that. DJ Skibo, thank you for £2. Nice donations. Panda, thanks for $2. Are there any current comics that you can suggest? I would say buy anything that Scott Snyder does. I think he's really good. And then, whatever Grant Morrison does or is going to do, buy Grant Morrison. Darth Hatter, thanks for $5. Just up my cyber from $50 to $3. Never bought a comic before. So cool to watch you draw it. Never understood comics before to have you here. Alex G, thanks for $2. SJWs are solutions in search of a problem. Yeah, that's true. Cecil back, thanks for $2. Finally did the Cyberfrog campaign. Can't wait. Thank you, Cecil. Appreciate it. Rax the Hero, thanks for $5. Attention to my fellow manga fans. Hiro Mishima's new manga Eden Zero's first chapter has been read and reviewed on my channel, the only one on YouTube. Anth 1984, thanks for $2. Sorry, Cecil and Uncle E was way drunk last night. No, it's fine. We liked it. Human Shrug, thanks for $2. Comics and Troops, thank you for $1.99. New Enlightenment Now, thank you for €5. What do you think of an anti-hero who hunts SJW comic book heroes? Is Cyberfrog or Rainbow Group up to the task? Well, Cyberfrog would be up to the task, but I don't know. It's a pretty good idea. It actually is a pretty good idea. Star Wars Philosophy, thanks for Australian $5. What do you think of Disney going back on holding the movies? I think that they're chaotic. I think they're absolutely chaotic, and just this one person, Kathleen Kennedy, is causing this chaos. She's just causing this chaos. We need to get rid of her. Gojurified, thanks for $5. Boba escaped the Sarlacc and goes to Mos Eisley to start to find out where to go get his revenge. Yeah, that'd be a good old man Boba Fett movie. Well hung and dong, thank you for £2. A Jabba Fett and Boba Hutt buddy movie could work. Okay. Violent Science, thanks for $2. They need to make a Shadows of the Empire movie. People want that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if they would. I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't just make the books into films. That seems like a good idea to me, but they're clearly not going in that direction. They have a story group, and the story group they all have egos, and they're going to build their own stories. They're probably, none of them want to bow down to Timothy Zahn. So, you know, Daniel B, thanks for Canadian $5. Rest in peace, Vinnie Paul. I drum because of you. Pantera forever. Thanks, Ethan. Alright, Mumpty, thank you for $2. As cartoon where it won't be taken so seriously. Jeff Pearson, thanks for $1.99. Okay, and believe you're the best. Obion, thanks for $5. They should pull from EU like MCU pull source from comics, not carbon copy of EU, but only use Timothy's on Star Wars books as source materials. Yeah, I agree. I think that they'd have much more success if they would do that. A Cossack Soldier, thanks for $5. If it was in my hands, I'd have Luke look, interrupt someone telling the story to some kids, and then tell the real story and restart like Young Indy. Yeah. Well, I said that's how Solo should have worked. Solo should have been Han Solo, old man Han Solo. Obviously, Harrison Ford. Just doing the opening and the closing. And why couldn't they? Are you telling me that Harrison Ford wouldn't do that? Come in and get a big paycheck, just come in and just film for a couple days, 5 minutes, a 5-minute appearance, opening and closing. That would have been great. That would have been terrific, and I think it would have helped save Solo: A Star Wars Story. Exia Balance, thanks for $10. KK has screwed any interest in the EU now that the main characters are dead. Old canon, the main characters had decades of adventures. Current canon, we skip to their deaths. Yeah. That's a great way of, actually, that is a neat way of looking at that. That is absolutely true. Let's just find out, like now they're just kind of like, how do these people die? How did they die? I am Lucas, thank you for $2. Dazed and Confused movie with Luke and his friends. That would also be kind of fun. Yeah, no, Dazed and Confused on Tatooine, driving around, and your brand new land speeder. I mean, see that thing before it got beat up, or it's new to him. It's his first car, and oh man, that would be fun. These things just write themselves. I think the Han Solo comedy could have been good. I think it could have been good. They should have just let Lord Miller do it. All right, guys, Cyberfrog stuff. Look, we are up to $310,784. The haters are coming out big time, and at the same time, though, I have to say, other people in comics are being very, very respectful all of a sudden and saying nice things to me. I mean, there are definitely some weirdos that are never going to ever come to terms with me, and those are SJWs. I cannot get SJWs to come to the table. I can't get them to settle down and just go, all right, look, maybe we made a mistake. We're listening to you. No, they don't care. Like, they would rather die broke than listen to Trump supporting conservative like myself. They'd rather die broke, and that's what's going to happen. I keep pointing out, I spend all this time talking about what they're doing wrong, and saw results. They just kind of continue on their path. Hi, baby. How you doing? And I don't get it. So we've got 310,784. I'm going to extend this campaign another 2 weeks. Somebody said, oh my gosh, if you extend this campaign another 2 weeks, I'll be able to afford the $1,000 tier. It's good, right? You can talk. People can't see you nod. Andrea just opens her eyes wide and looks at what we're doing and just nods and smiles. It's like, they want to hear Andrea's voice. Oh, she walks away. She's wearing her Cyberpro shirt today. It's very, very nice. She saw her logo. She did see her Comic Artist Pro Secrets logo. Andrea, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you see it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could make it. It just, yeah, it's our image. It's our cartoon image. It is. Somebody could. Anyone in the crowd out there who has access to the Aunt Andrea Comic Artist Pro Secrets guest badge, it's just a picture of a cartoon woman laughing. If you want to color her hair kind of a deep chestnut brown, and then kind of restore that image, clean it up a little bit like mine is, if you know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do that, that would be really cool. Andrea would appreciate it. She'd probably sit next to me and broadcast with me. We'd be like Ethan and Hila. What do you think? We'd be so good. Oh, you're wearing a little froggy necklace. Oh, you look good. I like the froggy necklace. So Andrea's wearing a Cyberfrog t-shirt and a frog necklace around her neck. And she looks cute. In a Cyberfrog shirt? Yeah, I think you can do it. It's not like it's, yeah. And we have lots of them. Tear it up. Love it. Alright, yeah, so we're going to see if we can get that done. Annie A needs to buy more toys for Uncle Ethan. Why? You want me to do toy reviews? She is the frog queen. She's definitely the frog queen. Yeah, so anyway, this is the thing, guys, and this is what I was thinking about today. I am hearing from a lot of people who are saying to me, after this, you know, are you going to build out? Are you going to build out from here? You're creating enthusiasm, the likes of which we haven't seen, you know, since the early Image days. You know, are you gonna take this? Are you gonna build out and have other books? Are you gonna hire other creative people to join you? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? And I've kind of said, look, I can't promise that right now. My job is to basically just make sure that this comic book is a success, one thing at a time. This book has to come out. It has to be really, really good. It has to come out quickly. It has to come out on time. Everybody has to get their copies in November, and then we can talk about, you know, what comes after that. So it's one step at a time. I don't want to get grandiose. It's a lot of money, but for what we're doing, it's not that much money. It's not like I can start, you know, a company or anything like that. But we're going to manage this money carefully. We're going to do more Kickstarters, more Indiegogos. We're going to launch Rainbow Brute next. Rainbow Brute, already people have a lot of enthusiasm about it. We're going to continue to put out great books. Now, from there, I would like to, I'll confess, I would like to expand out. I would like to make a company. I would like to hire great new talent with good ideas. Like, I would be very careful. I watch these companies come out and it's like, hey, you know, we have $2 million in funding, and so we're just going to launch 8 boring titles all at once. We're going to launch 8 boring titles. Nobody wants them. We're going to hope that, basically, we hope these become movies or TV shows. At least one of them becomes a TV show or a movie, and then all of this was worthwhile. That's not my intention. I mean, my intention, if I were to do this, would be to find you guys. Look, the guy that I just showed you, Jeremy Fine. Find talent like that. Find guys who are really, really good, who are underemployed, underpaid. I don't know what his circumstances are, but just say, do you have a great idea? Do you have a great commercial idea that you would like to come over here and you know, we'll publish it. We'll pay you to do it. Listen, I'm ambitious. I would like to have a company like Jim Lee had in the 1990s. I would like to get rich off of other people's work. Absolutely. if I can figure out a way to make that possible, make a company that's very profitable to actually employ a young talent at higher rates that they could get at Marvel or DC and still make a lot of money for myself, definitely, that's the dream, okay? That is absolutely the dream. To do less work and make more money is the American dream. Yeah, how young? I don't know. Not young, not teenagers maybe. I don't know. Just people who are new to comics, who have enthusiasm, people who still believe, because there are people out there and people in this audience that have a vision. People have a singular vision, and you know, they believe in themselves, and that, you know, those people need to be found, located, and uplifted. I believe I can speak to those people. I believe I recognize those people when I see them. I know it, you know, it's like I know that about myself. I've talked to people who I've been inspired by, you know, young new talent. They have great ideas. Look at Kyle Ritter. Kyle Ritter, from out of the blue, he hasn't done work before. And I find Kyle Ritter comes to me and says, hey, I colored one of your Green Lantern pieces, and I just did it for fun. What do you think? And it's brilliant. And this was like 4 years ago. And I've been feeding him little bits of work here and there, and just watching Kyle Ritter grow. Yeah, just me and God, watching Kyle Ritter grow. That is, you know, that's who I would like to be as I get older and older and become more of kind of a senior voice in comics, and more of a voice on YouTube, which is equally as important. You know, understand. I consider, you know, what I'm doing here on YouTube, talking to you guys, to be just as important as drawing comic books. Definitely. I'm reaching more people. That's true. That's sad but true. I'm definitely reaching more people on YouTube than I was drawing Green Lantern. It's a sobering thought. Piece of George comic series. Yeah, sure. No, I mean, you know, somebody comes up to me and says, you know, I've got this idea for a book that, and I look at it and I just look at that creator, I look at the art, I look at the voice of this person, and I realize that this person is going to be something, and their idea is going somewhere, and it just behooves me at that point to be the person who says, yeah, let me pay you to publish so I can publish that comic and make a little money off of it myself. They don't have that. That industry doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't really exist anymore. It used to exist in the 90s. It doesn't. That opportunity doesn't exist anymore. I would like to be the guy who does that, and kind of find myself in sort of a mentor role, encouraging people to grow, building an empire of dreams, building my own empire of dreams that couldn't be co-opted by Kathleen Kennedy, building an empire based on other people's dreams and my own, founded on my own dreams and built upwards like a skyscraper from other people's ideas as well. I don't know. These are just dreams, but these are just ideas. Right now, of course, we are just doing one thing. We're just doing our frog book, and we're hoping this frog book goes somewhere. And this is important because people are seeing this frog book. Let me see if we sold another copy. It's like, I am a hot dog salesman. I just want to sell another hot dog. Oh, good, we did. We sold about, I don't know, four more copies. This is the thing. It all starts right here. And I feel like the 20 years that I spent at Marvel and DC for training, I got to work with some of the best talent around. As a young person, I got to work with Jeff Johns, with Grant Morrison, you know, with lots of other people who helped me along. Lots and lots of talented writers and inkers and colorists. And it was a good 20-year experience. Now I've got this opportunity here. I've got the opportunity to provide that for other people, and just to continue on with comics. As an apprentice chef, I hope to cook the hot dogs, says Dater Chef. Well, you know, we need to get back to that. We do need to get back to that attitude. Somebody wrote a great essay stream. I'm going to find that right now. Somebody, you want to know what Comicsgate is? And you know, the SJWs are going to say Comicsgate is a bunch of white male dudes who don't want women and POC working in comics. They don't want women and POC